Mrs. Kristalina Georgieva, thank you for joining us today in Al Ula in this magical place for this interview and this conference in its first edition. Can you please tell us about the significance of this conference?
It is the first time emerging markets are coming together to discuss policy issues of common interest. And the conference offers this space a very successful start. We have over 70 central bank governors, ministers of finance, and representatives of international organizations, leadership from international organizations gathering here. The agenda is very interesting. All the topics you cover are being discussed today and tomorrow.
Well, we hope it is a successful conference, and we are looking forward to the editions next year and so forth. Now, let's speak about the countries that the IMF has been helping with several programs. Speaking of Egypt, Egypt has been implementing a lot of reforms on track in this. However, new geopolitical tensions have been rising, especially with the Trump saying that he wants to send some of the Gazan population into Egypt. This has been escalating recently. How do you see this affecting the Egyptian economy and the plans and the reform plans that they have been implementing?
Egypt has been going through some difficult time because of the events in the region. We know that just the loss of revenues from the Suez Canal are hitting the fiscal position of Egypt significantly. Egypt also has been in need of pursuing reforms that would make the economy more competitive, more private sector driven. And I want to express my respect for some of the key brave steps that they have taken. For example, letting the exchange rate reflect market conditions, moving forward with a privatization program, being very keen on reducing subsidies so the country can be in a stronger position. Of course, the more the government does what is necessary, the stronger is the position of Egypt. We are looking at the progress to date, and actually our board will soon discuss the second review of the program.
Will the IMF remain committed in its plans to Egypt regardless of any American pressures that the country might be facing or any pressure the Trump administration might exert on the Egyptian authorities?
We look at the macro position of a country and we concentrate on the economy. There are matters of politics that are not in our domain. We are not the best institution to comment on that. So I can confirm that for the fund to support the Egyptian economy in the path of reforms, this is and will remain a priority.
Amazing. So now that we are talking about a review, another review, is the fourth tranche coming?
We will be presenting, as you know, we will be presenting the outcome of the review to our board of directors. There will be a discussion and a decision then taken by the board. As management, we have done our part. We have also continued to work with the Egyptian authorities. This is an environment of rapid change, not just in Egypt, everywhere in the world. So we remain very engaged so we can get to a point of board,
we can expect anything soon?
Board discussion, and it is a matter of scheduling that we will keep you posted.
I'm sure you always do. Now let's talk about Syria. You have said earlier few probably days or few weeks ago that there is a big gap between what the IMF has as numbers and data from Syria since many years ago, and now there's a very big gap. Will the new authorities open the door for the IMF to get more data in order to be able to move forward with possibly helping in the reconstruction efforts?
You're so right. Since 2009, our engagement with Syria was unfortunately interrupted. Even more unfortunate is what happened to the Syrian people. For far too long, they have suffered the consequences of a civil war. And we are very much praying that there would be a new page turned for Syria. At the staff level, an engagement has already started, so we can close the gap in data that has been built over these many years. And we understand that there is already indication of the key institutions like the central bank that they would be looking for support to build the institutional strength of Syria so it can function well for the benefit of the economy and the benefit of people.
So how long do you think it will take between getting the data and probably a first program to see light?
Well, it is really for the authorities in Syria to decide on modalities of engagement and speed of engagement. I was very encouraged to learn from my staff that first contacts have already taken place. And as far as we are concerned, we stand ready to support Syria. It is a very important country for its own people, and you know very well it is also very important for the whole region. So as quickly as the conditions allow, that quickly we would move.